Ignite is an ongoing series of speedy presentations. Each speaker gets only 5 minutes and 20 slides that auto-advance every 15 seconds.
So, in keeping with that theme, next up is Col Aditya Singh. Bio-Reads, soldier, student, and negotiator. Colonel is going to talk about Surviving Congo.
Surviving Congo in 5 minutes. In 2006, I was posted in Congo as a peacekeeping chief operations officer. Now this country, Congo, is in mess. It's in shambles. The decades of violence has created a lot of chaos there. This is the state of Congo. You see the Congo, the state there you have in Congo. The God has given them everything, rich resources, very rich, irony of nature. God gave them everything and left that place. The weapons are so much proliferated that you see everything that can be accomplished by a weapon has almost been accomplished in that land. The violence has permeated to so much lower levels that you have small children fighting the war there. You have 10-year-old people with the AK-47 fighting. High on drugs, easy on trigger. That's the kind of war you have. And when these children fight, these child soldiers, they fight like soldiers and they die like children. When they fire an AK-47 at you, the fire is as lethal as an AK-47 fire can be. But if you fire back, a child dies. That's a kind of a complexity that we operate United Nations peace operations. About these missions, they say peacekeeping is not a soldier's job, but on this earth, only a soldier can do this job. In the early part of my stay, we launched a mission to demobilize such people deep into the hostile territory. 30 peacekeepers deployed for 5 days. Once the mission was over, we started de-inducting them. Our 4 sorties went off well. The 5th one developed a technical snag. It was late in the evening. By the time we done with the snag, we were ready to go again. It was bad weather, low clouds, torrential rains, and the ATC cancelled the mission. I had 5 of my peacekeepers left behind in the hostile territory with very limited firepower, very limited things to survive, and there was a complete night to stay on. I was the mission commander, the safety was my responsibility, and we had 1 night to survive there. This was my longest night, which was about to begin. It was just 5:30, and I had to stay for till next morning. The easiest to arrange for their safety, I found, was a local rebel leader where I was staying. He was about 20 kilometers from there. I contacted him. I drove to that place. He knew his position. He told me that I can come into his camp unarmed, alone. I left everybody outside, walked into his camp. His camp was like any other rebel camp. Drugs, people, weapons, easy on trigger, total chaos, loose control, and I walked through it straight to him. Today when I think about that walk, it scares me. But that time, safety of those 5 people left behind was more concerning to me than my own safety. Today, I get goosebumps with that. I reached that fellow and I started with my monologue rhetoric, telling him if there any harm comes to these 5 people, the world over is going to come behind him. He can't afford to trouble any United Nations peacekeepers. It's going to be very, very bad for him and he's going to suffer very badly. The complete mission might get jeopardized. This will happen, that will happen. I went upon. That man was double my size. He had all his bodyguards around him and I just went on and on. Let me confess, he was the most patient listener I ever had. Once I was done, very politely he replied back to me, Major, whatever will happen to me will happen. The word can keep coming. Your people will be dead by then. Think about them. Forget about me. Think about you. Save yourself. Don't think about what will happen to me. I almost fell flat on my face. I didn't know what hit me. That was my first lesson in negotiations in a village called Kibumba in Africa. In 2006, little did I know that 5 years later, I'll be traveling to Hyderabad and bidding some points to get a course in business. Unsophisticated land with poor people. They were teaching me certain important lessons, those enduring lessons for life. And every day was a different lesson that I was learning from there. They talk about Africa. Every day morning in Africa, a gazelle wakes up and it knows it must run faster than the fastest lion or it will die. Every morning in Africa when the sun comes up, a lion wakes up. It knows it must outrun the slowest gazelle or it will starve to death. So in Africa it doesn't matter whether you are a lion or a gazelle. When the sun comes up, you better be running. Peacekeeper or a rebel, the sun comes up, you better be running. These are the kind of lessons that community can teach me there every day. Africa, that is one country, which gets into your mind. You can never leave. You just can't leave Africa. That is Africa. I don't know how God left it.